I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see. So what's going on here? These are a group of protesters led by Reverend Ron Rawls, who has asked Mark Bailey, a member of the Board of Trustees at Flagler College, to resign. We're right outside Flagler College. You can see right over here, there's police are blocking off access to the front of the college here. And so Reverend Rawls, he is asking for the resignation over Mark Bailey's position on a Confederate monument that used to stand here in town, and his efforts to have it relocated and a compromise that he tried to work out. But I'll get closer so you can hear for yourself.
The last thing that we need to happen is to have a board member, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, not valuing our contributions, our existence, and allowing a culture that does not value that. And we don't want our students to feel, but more than our black students, our white students, our faculty, our staff, all deserve better than that way of thinking. And so we want to be real clear with it, that it's absolutely not allowed. And if he's willing to go and work on himself and improve himself, that's a different story. But to not be humble and to be arrogant and not be willing to answer for it. There's somebody else we know right now that can never admit when they're wrong. And he's admitted to some other stuff. He's admitted to the white supremacists following him. He's admitted to all those things. But he has not admitted to the fact that bribery was wrong. And so we're here today to say, you know what, we're going to keep showing up until justice is served. And so anybody else that's out here today has nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing to do with us. The last time they were allowed to come in our face and accost us and doing things, and then law enforcement didn't work with us and we had to wrap up over there when they came and swarmed us, but they got that under control. And so our job today is, as many cars that's coming up and down this road, for them to see those signs that says that Mark Bailey needs to resign. That's where all of our attention is going. We're not interested in confronting anybody else out here. They are invisible to us. The law enforcement has agreed that they won't allow them this time to come in our faces and accost us and confront us. And so our job is to make sure every car that comes up and down this road, that they're able to see, and that they're able to see what we're calling for, and that's Mark Bailey's resignation. When we finish, we'll come back together as a group. All right, and so since they're not allowing them, we'll probably come back to this spot and we'll share next step. But we're in it for the long term. When people have done what they wanted to do all of their lives, they don't give up quickly, and they don't give them. So we're in this for the long term, but we're not here to cause any kind of problems other than expose the fact that we think that what was done was wrong, and it was done in a newspaper and done and sent to an email to all of our elected officials and city leaders, and we're not going to tolerate that. I want us to make sure that we spread out good so that we can still be safe. I'm hoping everybody has masks, because we're still going to be safe. We have a very important issue to push, but we still have to look out for each other's safety also. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to be on the sidewalk, we're going to spread down all the way to the end, give ourselves some space, and we're getting that message across. And there's some other messages also, but we're getting that message across, and it's important for us nowadays to stand up for what's right. It's never going to change unless we stand up and force change to happen. So I thank everybody for being out here today. If you all feel like, I'm not a chanter, but if you feel like chanting or doing anything, have your way. But I really want your signs to make sure that the traffic understands why we're out here. All right, any questions? Any questions? Any comments? All right, and make sure we stay on the sidewalk. But I thank everybody for coming. And as new people come, you'll just relay the message. But we're going to fill up this side, this part. And if this right here gets filled up, we can go to the other side. We just can't get in the front. Yes, sir.
Everybody by themselves here. You guys need to partner up with somebody so they know if you're safe or not. For real.
Okay. And they've given us a message.
Say hi to somebody next to you.
They've given us a message that there's one warning and then an arrest, but they never have to warn us anyway. All we have to do is keep doing what we're doing, and we're fine. All right, we're not the ones that's out here causing problems. Well, let's go and get the message out there. Let's line up all the way down this sidewalk. And I thank you so much for being here. We'll be here from 4 to 5.
If you need signs, there's some right here on the stage. All right, I need a sign. Oh, I got one right there.
All kinds of flags. Want to carry a flag? And we have a truck coming with water. It's a black truck. So if you see the black truck with the nation sound of the it's overhead and going back into the water. We're going to keep coming through here to grab water.
All right, well, thank you so much. Let's spread out.
How are you, Reverend Rolls?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, sir?
Very good. There's somebody who just went by and said, Trump 2020.
Not here, Jake.
There's quite a few more police officers out here this time. You can see their vehicles there. Then there's an officer up on the roof of that building just below the flag there. I saw a drone earlier, which might have been a law enforcement drone. So this particular protest comes 3 weeks after another protest that was much larger than this one, that had these protesters opposed by Trump supporters and other groups, and there was a scuffle toward the end of the protest and several people were arrested. So this time around it looks like the police want to avoid that kind of thing. I don't see any counter-protesters at all. So if you've just joined us, we're in St. Augustine, Florida. It's in Northeast Florida. This is Flagler College. And I'll say right up front that I'm a journalist, but I have a conflict of interest because I also work at Flagler College and I teach classes at the college. But I still wanted to come out and cover this and see what happens here.
Ready? Are you ready to start something?
So City Hall is right there across the street.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's awful.
Hello, Lucia in Santo Domingo. There's a drone right up there. I don't know whose drone that is. So in recent days, I haven't seen any signs on social media that any of the groups opposed to these folks were going to come out. Doesn't mean they won't, but just didn't see any sign of it. So Lucia is asking why they're protesting. So they came out here to protest after Reverend Ron Rawls, who he's live streaming right now. I'll show you. This is Reverend Rawls right here, live streaming with the red phone. So he had complained about one of the members of the Board of Trustees here at Flagler College. That trustee's name is Mark Bailey, and Mr. Bailey had tried to reach a compromise and settle a dispute over a Confederate statue that was in the town plaza here. And Reverend Rawls disagreed with how Mark Bailey tried to resolve that dispute and thought he was trying to use his money and influence in a way that he didn't think was, that the Reverend didn't think was proper. So Mr. Bailey has apologized for any kind of misunderstanding, but said that he doesn't agree with the Reverend's characterization of his actions. So here's some chanting over here.
Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Mark Bailey has got to go, hey,